All right, there's audio now. Sorry, I forgot to do the thing that I do literally every day. Sorry, everybody. Let's do intros again. I'm Richard, at Richard on the MakeCode forum.
I'm Joe, at Joe Wondell on the MakeCode forum.
I'm Shannon, at your cow on the MakeCode forum.
And I'm Vivian, at Live Cheerful on the MakeCode forum.
All right, and I have 3 ideas for a game today. We're going to go through them. Idea number 1, curling, because I was watching curling this morning. The Olympics is happening. 2, zoom in. A game about zooming. Probably zooming out, actually. So like maybe you start as a little guy and it just like zooms out. You're scaling to do it. And 3, get taller. Self-explanatory.
But you know, if it didn't explain itself, would you like to explain for it?
Get taller.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
All right, come on, guys. Shannon, what do you vote for?
Oh, I feel like we went a lot into curling lore, so we have a lot to talk on. So I feel like that's pretty worthwhile.
Shannon, can you vote now?
Sorry, it's potato chips, so I'm so loud. Maybe also curling. Zooming also seems fun. Those 2 are my votes.
Can we combine those 2 in some way?
I don't know.
Imagine you throw the
I don't think
curling
so.
thing and you zoom in on it to watch it, so you can scrub it, and then you also have the max view for the curling arena. I don't know.
Maybe
That
we
would be
can do,
pretty good.
yes, some
Like you
fancy
zoom
zoom
in on
work.
as it gets to the last like 5 feet, you zoom in and it gets you like the hole in one is a puck and it's full size screen or something.
All in one. Birdie.
Yeah. All right, we'll do curling. And so what I'm gonna need is I need someone to draw me a curling arena. All right. And by curling arena, I literally just mean the design on the rink. So just like the circles, it's just got to be like I don't know. If you look up a picture of one, there's like 3 concentric circles and like a cross.
I'm not eating Joey because he's the only one not eating.
Well, I'll figure it out.
All right, and it needs to be pretty big. I think we want it to be. Let's see. Do you want to make it like 3 screens tall? Maybe taller. You know what? Just make it 1 screen and then just do the circle part, and we'll do the rest with just like
Lines.
yeah, whatever. We'll figure
Do you
it
have
out.
an idea of how big the circle should be at its biggest?
It should, I think, take up more than 3/4 of the height.
Okay.
But not like all the way. Okay. So let's talk about curling. How does curling work? You have a person who is throwing a stone. All right. So there are these stones. They're big and heavy, and they've got a handle on top of them. One person is in charge of. Oh, and it's a team sport. One person's in charge of taking this thing and like going forward and then releasing it, like they're bowling. And it goes forward on the ice. And as it's going, in order to control its trajectory, you have a person with a broom type thing. It's not actually a broom. It's like a little thing with a pad at the end that is like good for doing friction. And they use that to sweep in front of it, which causes like the friction of the ice to change. So when if they sweep it really fast, the ice melts, and so it becomes slicker and it goes farther. And they can also like only do one side of it, which makes it so that it curls, hence the name, instead of just going in a straight line. And the goal is to get to the center of the like arena thing, the center of the target, because that's where you get more points. And you're playing against another team. You guys take turns, and part of it is like trying to knock the other team's stones out of it.
Scoop says it's cold shuffleboard.
It is cold shuffleboard, but it's also got like it's as opposed to shuffleboard, it's like a team sport. You know, there's like multiple people involved.
You have multiple people on a shuffleboard team.
No, but like you need multiple people, right? Because you like you have well, it's in motion. Someone needs to be like controlling it.
Quick question: is the board supposed to be a tile map or a background image?
Background image.
A background image. Okay.
Yeah, we want to be able to zoom it, so it can't be a tile map.
Nice.
But there are legends of the one-person curling team. That curler who can launch the ball, then run over and pick up the broom and start sweeping and guide the ball.
Shannon.
Rock?
Curling lawn. Oh, sorry.
Curling historian.
Curling launchers are notoriously bad sweepers.
No, they do
it.
It's like a rotation. They do it, you know, where they'll be like, one person will be sweeping and one person will be doing the curling, and then they swap. Okay, so we're just gonna do a basic curling stone, and they are either red or yellow. And you know, one team will be red, one team will be yellow. And it needs to have like a little handle that this is what you grab onto. And that'll just be our curling stone. Let's just go ahead and add a new kind for this. Curling stone. 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 Okay, there we go. All right. So we have a few phases to this. The first phase is you need to control how far you are, like how much power you're going to give when you initially, well, I guess there's like 3 phases. First, you need to control where you're going to release it, right? So you can move on the x-axis. Then you have to control how much power you're going to give when you release it. And finally, you're going to have a phase where someone's going to be in front of it, and you'll be able to sweep to control which direction it curves while it slows down. Okay, so to make this more wintry, we're going to go ahead and set the background color to be just white, I guess, or maybe cyan. Yep. And we're going to now like do the basic UI for our first thing. So I think I'm going to be using status bars for this. So I'm just going to go ahead and add it now. And let's go ahead and make a line to indicate where our like edges, like where we need to the starting point where we're going to launch our stone from. So I'm going to make this let's see, 160 wide and just like 2 tall. And we're going to make it red. All right. And let's go ahead and put that, maybe I'll make it not red since one of the teams is red. Just make it this purple. And we're going to go ahead and place that right now. We'll just change the Y. So let's make this new thing. This is going to be start line. And we're going to make a new kind. This is going to be like field. And we will set its Y to be like 100. There you go. Okay. So here we are to start. We need to be able to control where this goes. So let's make a variable that's going to be like our current activity. Gosh, whenever Shannon and Vivian are both on the call, I feel like they're having a secret conversation somewhere. Can't hear you, Vivian.
We were chatting in the chat. Whereas where I was like, how is curling not shot put? And Shannon said, Yeah, I think shot put is curling, but gravity is the sweeper, which is genius.
Well, no, it's actually very different because with shot put, you're just trying to get as far as possible.
But the far is the center, and the center is just infinitely far. Richard, it's just like an Ender's Game where the gate is down.
Mm-hmm.
You would not be a good Dragon Army commander if you don't think shot put is the same as
I don't
curling.
want to be Ender. He's a monster.
He is a monster, but quite good at.
He is, yeah, it's true. He is not inherently a monster. He has been put into a position by the government that he's forced to do these monstrous things that we should not ask of a child. All right,
He's
guys,
a
this is our
monster for
Ender's
making me
Game
read
stream.
really long books that are boring. I couldn't
It's not
finish
that long. It's a pretty short book.
No, like the rest of the series. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The rest of the series is bad.
It's also a little bit
monster.
problematic.
Oh, yeah. And also, the author is deeply problematic.
We got a curling arena from chat.
Oh, what? But anyway, Richard, to answer your point, I think usually Vivian is very good about responding to and staying on top of chat. And sometimes I'm also in chat, but I'm less good about it.
Somebody wished me a nice meal, which is nice, but I was eating ice cream. And today, ice cream was not my meal. It was just a nice afterthought, which I should put the ice cream away. Be right back.
All right, Joey, take a break.
See. Oh, I'm making a detailed replica of the one I saw online, so
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Go
I'll
ahead.
finish it up.
Yeah. Please do.
Detailed replica.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
we-
like
we
all
might
the
have to
outlines
use-
have to match, and the colors and the line.
Yeah, okay. We might have to use Joey's if he's going to this, but we'll use this one for now for sure. So let's go ahead and add a new kind. This one's going to be the house. That's what you call this thing.
Not this.
All right. So let's move the house out of here for now. So we're going to make a function that's going to be like start phase. And in here, we're going to go ahead and do some different things based off whatever our current activity is. Maybe I should rename this to start activity. We're going to go ahead and put in some equals and compare our current activity to aiming. And while I'm here, let me just go ahead and add the other ones we're going to have. So we're going to have aiming. We're going to have power. So this is like the throw. Then we're going to have sweeping. And then we're going to have scoring. And basically, there's a certain point at which you kind of have to stop sweeping because you're going to run into the other stones, you know? And so at that point, we're going to stop you from sweeping, and you're just going to be watching it go the rest of the way. All right. Okay. So first, for aiming, what are we going to do? We need to go ahead and make this new variable. We're going to call this stone or current stone. And we're going to go ahead and put this inside of our aiming. And then we're also going to center the camera on it. So let's go down to here, not images, scene. I like all the time in my head, I just go based off the color of the category. It's like, oh, this one's gray. This one's also gray. It must be that one.
That's what they're there for, to confuse you.
True. All right. So, oh, whoops. We're gonna make it so that we are controlling this with Vx like 30. It should be pretty slow. And we're gonna set the Vy to be 0. Actually, we probably don't want to do camera follow sprite. Let's just do camera center on. Once again, I went to images instead of scene. So we're going to center camera at the X of 80 and the Y of 60, because that is the starting area of our screen. All right, let's go ahead and call this function. And we can do our aiming. All right, now, once the A button is pressed, we're going to do our launching. So let's go ahead and do the controller on A button pressed. We're going to copy this if statement, because we're probably going to need it. And we're going to say, if the current activity is aiming, we're going to set the current activity to be power. Like that. And then we're going to call start activity. Okay, so for power, we are going to make it so that we can no longer move it with the buttons. So we're going to do 0, 0 right here. Something weird is happening, Shannon, with when I select text. Like, look, I can't edit it. I have to double click it and then edit it. For it might be specific to the slider field, but you have to click twice.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I will take a look.
We made some changes to Blockly, the blocks, which is why I was mentioning that to Shannon. Okay, so we're going to make it so we can't move it anymore. And we're now going to use the status bars extension I added earlier. And we're going to make a status bar that we're going to call power bar. Well, we'll just call it status bar. But we'll make it kind power. Okay. And Joey, does this support vertical status bars?
Yeah, just swap the height, width height.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to make this, yeah, 4 is probably fine. We'll make this 20, and we'll see how that looks. Okay, wait, I have to press A. There you go, there's a status bar. And we need to attach this to our sprite. So we're going to attach this to the current stone. And we're going to put it on a side. So there's a function to say which side it's on right here. And we're going to put it on the right. While we're doing this, let's also go ahead and just set the fill and background of this thing. Shannon, what colors scream power to you?
Purple. Orange?
There you go.
Together? Oh, it's Halloween is the most powerful holiday.
Okay, so let's go ahead and see what this looks like. Okay, and I always do offset instead of padding. Get rid of that. Make that 4. Good, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the classic Mario Golf power selector, which is we're just going to have a bar that is going up and down, and when you press A, that is what the power is going to be. So we're going to go inside of an on-game update. And we're going to say we're only going to do this if the current activity is power. And if that's the case, we're going to take that status bar and change the status bar value. Also, we're going to make a Boolean right now, which is going to be going up. So
part of your elevator pitch, huh?
Yep. So if we're going up, we're changing the status bar value by 1. Else, we're changing the status bar value by -1. Whoops. We keep messing up this bug I just mentioned. And we're going to, if we get all the way up or all the way to 0, we are going to swap going up to be the other one. Okay. Let's do or, do an equals, get the status bar value. Status bar equals 0, or the status bar value equals 100. Status bars default by going from 0 to 100. So there we go. That's not going fast enough. Change by 2, make it go twice as fast. See how that looks. Yeah, it's still too slow. That's better. Yeah, okay. So when you press A again, that's going to set your power. So let's go ahead and head over to our A button pressed. We're going to change it to sweeping. And we're going to call start activity again. And what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of our status bar. So let's just call destroy on our status bar. All right. And we're actually going to make our thing go. So let's set the VY of our current stone. And it's going to be the, a little bit of math. We're going to have like a base velocity of 10 or something. And then it's going to be like, there's going to be a max velocity. And we're going to need a division. And we're going to do the status bar value divided by status bar max, which gives us our percentage times whatever the maximum velocity is, which will be, I don't know, 100. We'll see how this is. Okay, so, all right. Yeah, okay. So this is working fine. So you see if I do it like that, it goes really slow. All right. Now, let's see, what's a fair way to do this? What number am I? I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10, Vivian.
6.
Shannon?
4.
Shannon got it. Vivian, you have to draw me a sweeper.
No, I don't know. Fine, I will draw you a sweeper, but I'm not using a reference photo.
Okay.
I am kind of offended that you didn't realize right away that the best way to pick this is power pick.
What? Oh,
100%
in the
fair.
chat. Oh, Joey, this looks great.
It's amazing.
I realized after the fact that I could have just drawn the like outline circles using the circle tool, but I drew the colored circles first and then went back to outline them, and that was much more annoying. And I kind of like just stuck with it because I liked the proportions.
Pretty cool. Well, chat, thank you for the rink, but we have to use this one from Joey. It's got the lines and it's outlined and everything. It's so nifty. Let me just go ahead and delete the edges here. And I'll leave the rest. Okay. So we've got our thing. We're now in sweeping mode, and we're going to go back to our on-game update, and we're going to do an else if, and we're going to say if current activity equals sweeping, then we are going to set the camera to have the Y position of our curling stone. And Joey, can you do another thing real quick? Can you look up the dimensions of a curling rink?
Dimensions of a curling rink. Okay.
You got to be accurate.
100. Do you mean just like the distance between the two circles, or?
I want to know anything you could tell me. So
Okay.
I really want to know from the starting line.
So from
far
as
is it?
level as possible, it says 72 feet between the circles, because it's like circle versus circle.
Okay.
14.2 to 15.7 feet in width. 140 total. That feels like a lot. I guess it's double. Yeah.
All right. So from where you throw the stone to the center of the circle, what's that?
Where do you throw the stone? You don't throw the stone from your circle, do you?
No, I don't think so. I think there's a line or something.
I'm just gonna paste this in chat because it looks like there's a lot of info on this one, but there's like I don't see a center line.
Oh, I think it is from just over here.
Oh, so it's like you're throwing it through your
Yeah.
circle to the other circle.
Yes, they don't use both circles at the same time. I'm guessing they just switch sides. Yeah. Okay, so for this, then it would be, let's see, we have a height of about 15 feet for the entire thing. And then for this, we have 150 feet. Okay, that's nice. So we're going to use the circle image that we have as like our thing, our like calculation, our point of reference, if you will. And that is 160 pixels wide. So 160 pixels is going to be our 15 feet. We need to multiply that by 10 to get the length of our thing, which is going to be 1,600 pixels. So 1,600 pixels is going to be the length of our arena. Okay, so let's go ahead and set the bottom of our house sprite. We're going to create our house right here, and we're going to set the bottom to be 1,600 pixels. This is the end of the line. I want to make this the house. I want to make this bottom. And I want to make this 1,600. All right. And we're also going to, let's see, where was I? Right. So I was in sweeping, and I need to make it so that we are actually following the current stone. So this should be set the current activity. This should be current stone. And let's see this go now. I'm going to launch it, and yep, there we go. And if we go for a while, there it is.
Beautiful.
That took a while. Okay, we need to put like some guidelines on this, I think. So it looks like they do have a guideline that goes in the center here. And then they have some more guidelines for showing like things. I think we'll just, on the edge, we're going to put a little pattern so that you know you're going forward.
Maybe Shannon should make a little insignia for the center, because I think all the ranks do have like an insignia in the center of the owner of the rank.
Do you want to make a curling league logo, Shannon?
Sure. How big?
Well, it's going to be like in the center of the screen, so it just needs to be a background image.
Okay.
Yeah, probably like less than the full thing, but you can imagine what it'll look like. And also, try not to use too many colors, I think, or maybe try to just make it muted colors.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Vivian has a curling sweeper for us. Ooh, brooms. I like it. Which one should we use?
Yes, I gave you options.
I think we'll have to do like one
You can
team is going to
choose?
use this and one team is going to use this.
Oh my gosh, imagine one team playing curling, the other team playing Quidditch. Chaos.
Ooh.
I love this.
Is the Quidditch team allowed to hit the balls with the baseball bat at the other team? Is it the
Only
bleeder?
the beaters, you know,
Beaters.
they have that.
Okay. Not bleeder. That would be, I guess, screeching ring.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and do create our broom. So we're going to make a new variable, which is going to be called broom. We don't want to do this inside of on-game update. I am realizing now. So we're going to move this over to start activity sweeping. And we want to place this broom so that it is always in front of our stone. So we're going to set the Y of it to be broom Y is going to be the sprite like top or current stone bottom actually, plus some amount. So it's 16 pixels high, so we probably want to do at least 16 pixels. So it'll be like the bottom plus 17 or so. And let's just take a look at that. Okay, that's too far. So we probably want to do 10. I forgot that I'm doing it from the center, and maybe I should just make this easier on myself and do the top and just make it like 2. There we go. Okay, that's fine. And what we're going to do now is I think you're going to be able to like press A to sweep, okay? And you're going to be able to place the broom, like move the broom a little bit from side to side. That makes sense. So we're going to use controller move with buttons for this. But we are going to limit its position over here so that you can only go so far on either side, depending on where the stone is. And you know what? Is this actually going to be good? Let's not do it this way. We're going to have a variable that is going to be like broom offset. So the reason I don't want to do it this way, originally I was thinking we would just have the controller going and we would just use it to move back and forth. But imagine the stone is curling in a direction. All right. Now the broom is going to be constantly being pushed over to the side, which I think is not ideal, because if you want it to keep going in that direction, you want to keep sweeping in the same place. So I think what we're going to do instead is we're going to have an offset that we store. Pressing left or right will either increase or decrease the offset, and we'll just use that to position our broom. And so if the broom is like, if the curling stone is curling, then the broom is going to stay at the same position relative to the stone. All right, so we're going to start out by setting our broom offset to be 0, and 0 is going to mean center. And we're going to set our position so that the left is at the, so let's set the broom left to be the broom offset. Oh, wait. I need to, let's see, I need the current stone X plus the broom offset. Okay, so that should put us, yep, like right in the center, basically. We probably want to do like minus something, like -2 or something. Okay. So not -20. Okay. So when we press left or right, we want to change this. So let's go into controller and grab our on A button press. We'll do an on left pressed and on right pressed. And when this is happening, we're going to do a change by. So we'll change broom offset by -1. Here we will change it by +1. And we're going to cap it in both directions. So we will just set broom offset to be math constrain Broom offset between -8 and 8. Okay, so now I should be able to, like, yeah, so see, I can move the broom a bit, which is nice. Maybe we want to do like change by -2 and +2 because it's pretty slow right now. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and do the actual sweeping. Or let's start adding physics to our stone, might be a better way to say it. So we want to add friction. We're going to try and use just a really small amount of friction, and we'll see how it goes. So to start out, let's go ahead and set our friction to be something. I never know what a good value for friction is. We'll set it to be 10. I don't know what that is, and we'll see how long it takes to come to a stop. Oh, we can't even tell if it's moving though right now. We need to put something so that we can see it moving. And to do that, I'm going to use a big sprite. We're going to make this of size really big. Hey, what's the maximum image size, Joey?
I think it went from 500 by 500 to 2000 by 2000 with when Mihao last changed the image internal thing, but I've never tried past. And I think the image editor is 500 by 500 max.
All right, cool. Well, I just need to create an empty image. And we're going to do a loop. We're going to do from index from 0 to, so we have 1600 to cover. So let's just do it for every like however many things. We'll write this so that we can change it. So we're going to do 1600 divided by 4. We're going to do something every 4 pixels. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw a line. So let's go ahead and do a draw, well, fill a rectangle, I think. We're going to do the, let's make this link, or I guess sheet is what this is apparently called. And we're going to get the sheet image right here. And for the X, we're going to do 0. For the Y, we're going to do index times four. And then for the width, we're going to do just probably like 8. And for the height, we'll just do 2. And for the color, we'll do this color we're using for background stuff. And now we're going to do the same thing, but instead we're going to do the X to be the width minus 8, so 152. Can't actually see this thing. Why can't we see this thing? So at X equals 0, Y equals index times 4. And we're going, oh, I did 160 divided by 4. This should be 1600. There we go. And we want to place this so that it is like lined up. So we're going to set the top of it to be 0. All right, and this is a lot of lines right now, so we're going to change this to be 8. Oh, right, and we need to change this to be index times 8 if we change the, can we divide by? Yeah, okay, maybe we can even do 16. There we go. And now we need to go ahead and make our line up with this so that it's not annoying me. which means we need to decrease it by like, I think it needs to be like 96. Oh, so close. I guess this is actually right on the money. No, it's off. 97. There we go. All right, cool. So now we can actually see our thing going. And let's just watch and see how it slows down. All right, so too much friction. I think this friction is going to work well, though. So let's set the friction to be, I don't know, like half of what it is right now. Make it 5. Let's see how that goes. So I'm going to use maximum power again. It's slowing down. I feel like with maximum power, it should get to the rink, right? Like without you doing any sweeping, for sure. So maybe we should also come at this from a different angle, which is changing our max speed a bit. So let's go to our max speed and we'll make this 150. Too much. Let's see. We want to change this because sweeping is going to make it faster. So we need to make it so that our friction like doesn't overshoot. It should get you either a little bit before where it should be or like just kind of right at the money. But I think it probably should be a little bit before so that you have to sweep. So let's change the friction to be 7. Okay, 6. I like watching this thing go though. Okay, I think 7 might actually be the right number. And I just didn't hit it hard enough. I think I messed it up a little bit. So let me try again, but I'll actually try and get the bar full. Okay, I didn't do a good job. I close. Okay, yeah, so 7, we might even do 7.5. One other thing I'm realizing that we need is like distance to this thing. So, ooh, Shannon has sent me an image. Do you have anything to preface this with?
Yeah, the name is from Joey with modifications via chat discussion.
Okay, and we have the flapjacks. That's pretty good. What size is this?
It's just, you can move it to the middle of the, I drew it in a background image thing and then copied out the middle so that there would be fewer characters.
Oh, okay. This is pretty amazing, I gotta say. I love the flapjack.
We were channeling the minor league baseball team name energy.
That's good, yeah. Okay, so we're going to take the flapjack and we're going to set it so that its x is, well, we don't need to change the x. We're going to set the y so that it is halfway through our arena, which is 800 pixels. So. This is good because it gives us another visual indicator of where we are, you know? All right, let's see that thing go. Flapjacks. Oh, we gotta mess up. We gotta change the Z. Oh, yes, we have the numbers just right. Look at that. Okay. So now we got to get into the actual sleeping part. Oh, I was going to add an indicator of the distance. Let me do that real quick. So I think what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to make another status bar. Yep. We'll just put this right here, and we're going to make this kind health is fine. We're going to make the height 120. And we're going to make the width like, I don't know, 4. Let's see. Maybe I should make this horizontal, actually. Yeah, I'll make it horizontal. So I'm going to make the width like 80, and I'm going to make the height like 2, actually. We're going to set the status bar colors to be, let me make a new thing for this. Distance gauge. Distance bar. And we're going to do the fill is going to be white, and the background is just going to be cyan. And we're going to set it to be relative to camera. So let's set that flag. On our distance bar. And let's also set it so that we have, we're actually setting the value of this thing. So we're going to go to our on-game update, and we're going to say, are we sweeping? And if we are, then we're going to set status bar's value, distance bar's value to, and I think I'm going to add Joey's extension.
Oh, sprite util.
Yeah. Because it has a handy distance block. So we're going to do the distance, which is going to be in here, distance between 2 sprites. We're going to do the house, which is here, and the curling's current stone. We're going to divide that by, let's see, it should be like 1600 minus 120. So that would be 1480. And then we're going to multiply that by 100. And we're going to set the top of our bar so that it is at the top of the screen and not just in the middle of everything. Maybe like 4. Okay, we kind of did the, well, I don't know. It's actually kind of easy to read when it's going down, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, we definitely have some variability with how far this goes. I think you're just gonna have to keep that in account. You know, if you're gonna do a full throttle one, you're probably gonna overshoot.
I think that's reasonable.
That's reasonable, yeah. Right, like
you're right.
that's part of the game.
Eventually, we're gonna make it so that you can hit other ones too. right? And for that, you want to be able to hit them fast. So I'm gonna have to prepare before we do that stream, by the way. I'm gonna have to like remember how to do the physics because last time that was a mess.
Someday we'll make an extension with like collidable physics or something that overrides the default.
I'll put it on
That's
my
a
desk
lot
on
of work.
Monday, Joey. All right. All right, we're going to, let's see. I need to fix the Z index of the logo real quick. Let's go ahead and set the logo Z, or actually, let's just make the stone Z higher. So we kind of just want it to be over everything. Stone, stone, stone. Oh, it's inside of the start activity. $800, sure. Okay. All right, so we've got the first little bit of this game, I think. Now we just need to do the actual steering. So the way we're going to make this happen, I think, is we're going to, let's see, it's kind of interesting. We need to modify the friction based off how much you're sweeping in front of it.
We can make a little sprite and on overlap change the friction.
I don't know if we need to even make a sprite, to be honest, but maybe would it be neater if we left a little trail behind?
Yeah, maybe not. Not sure.
I don't know. Shannon and Vivian, what do you guys think?
I think a trail would look cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll do that. We're going to make it so that we create some little sprites that look like, I don't know, sweeped things. Okay, another thing, Shannon, the zoom of the flyout is being cached. So if I zoom out now and I open this up again, you can see that it's not zoomed anymore, but as soon as I try to grab something,
Okay.
It jumps away from me.
Interesting. It should be zooming to match the workspace, right? So it looks like that's the thing that's broken.
Yeah, well, it does do it as soon as it seems like it just needs to do a render, right? Because then as soon as I do force it to do a render, because we do cache the flyout somewhat, right? As soon as I force it to do a render, it realizes what the problem is, and it redoes it. Right. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this on a button pressed while we are sweeping. And when we're sweeping, we're just going to be creating some sprites that will like look kind of like melted water, I guess. I don't know. I think I'm probably just going to do like a little rectangle, like a 6x6 square maybe, and then I'll just fill it in with white, and I'll just put in some random like that. I don't know. All right, and we'll do this as melted ice, also known as water. We're going to go ahead and set the position of this guy so that it is the same as our broom. So we want to set the X to be the broom left. And we want to set the Y to be just the broom's Y. And we're also going to give these guys a lifespan so that they go away. And we're going to make it like a second, I think, probably. Should be fine. Okay, so let's just see this. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and Yeah, okay. So this is kind of working. So now we can do our like speed up, slow down thing inside of the like handler for this overlaps. So let's go into sprites and do an overlaps. We'll do on sprite of kind stone overlaps sprite of kind melted ice. And we're going to do two things. One, we want to change the friction of our stone. So let's go ahead and do a change by. We're going to change the friction and we're going to change it to be less. So we're going to be changed by like, we'll probably put this in a variable so we can tweak it. Yeah, I'll just do it here. Change it by negative 0.01. Seems like as good as any. Now, the other thing we want to do is we want to figure out how far we are from the center of this thing, and then we're going to affect its x based off that, the x. So we're going to figure out what our difference in x is.
And wait, when you sweep on the right side will speed up.
So it'll turn the opposite direction.
It'll turn left. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we're getting the difference between our x's, and depending on that, we're going to just change the Vx by a small amount. I don't even know if we're going to mess with Vx friction.
Do we give it for a Vx friction, Fx to start with?
No, we don't.
Okay. If we just give it some static one, then it'll probably.
Yeah, let's do that. That's a good idea.
So we can just give it an impulse.
Angel's here?
Angel's here?
Oh, at the end.
Hey, Angel. First time on the stream. Oh, we're still streaming, Angel. Sorry.
I know, that's fine. I
Oh,
clicked on
cool.
the wrong meeting, but now I'm here, so that's okay.
Yeah, it's a happy accident. Okay. Well, actually, it's time for us to sign off anyway. I just realized it's 2 o'clock. So we're going to come back to this game maybe tomorrow, maybe some other time. We usually try to do fun stuff on Fridays, but I don't know. I am having fun with this game. It really depends on if I look up the physics for how to do curling stones knocking into each other by tomorrow or not. So I am Richard at Richard on the MakeCode forum.
Angel, I think it's you because you're at A.
What? I'm Angel. Hi.
I'm Joey at J1 on the MakeCode forum.
I'm Shannon at Chicago on the MakeCode forum.
I'm Vivian. I live cheerful on the MakeCode forum.
And we will see you tomorrow. Bye.